So, good evening. Welcome back to another show. I'm John, and tonight I'm going to do my end of season player ratings. So, I thought I'd do that and a bit of match review as well. So, if you do enjoy my channels, could you please smash the likes up and also subscribe if you're new. And I've got a special one to do tomorrow night. Well, not me, but I'm on someone else's channel between 6:30 and 7:30. Aloe's channel, Saudi Arabia, talking about all things Newcastle. So, please join us for that. Don't miss out, because it should be a canny one. So, yeah, I mean, end season review for me, I thought, well, another poor season, playing poor football again. And we've been lucky. We finished 12th at the end of the season, and I would have been happy for that. But I had to agree with Paul this afternoon. We're not a tough best team at all whatsoever. We've just been very lucky. And we only stepped up the last 9 games, losing 2, drawing 2, 1-5. But we only done that because the players wanted to do it for themselves. And Steve Bruce has got nothing to do with it at all whatsoever. Also, Graham Jones has made a difference when he came in, and the players stepped up. But, like I said, 2 wins in 20 games, we cannot forget that at all, because, real talk, we've been absolutely shambolic between those times. And we started okay beginning of the season. 1-2 of the first 4 games. We got mullered at Brighton, drew with Spurs, beat Burnley at home, and we had an impressive 2-0 win against West Ham United. And I think, okay, good start. Let's push on. And we didn't. We just haven't been good enough. And there's been player bust-ups with ASM and Matt Ritchie calling Bruce a coward, which he is in fact. And Jamal Lewis had a bit of a go as well. And Steve Bruce has lost the dressing room and the players as well, and also the fans, because we don't like Steve Bruce, never liked him, not my manager, but he's here, and there's little you can do about it until we get a takeover. But, like I said, it's been, I would say, a funny season. I just think it's been a very poor season, because, again, we've been very lucky. We've got a lucky manager, and this team decided to step up when they feel like it. But it is what it is, and we live to fight another day. But I've already worried about next season, because Joe Willock won't be here. He won't be coming in the summer. ASM is talking about leaving the club, talking about his future sort of thing. I mean, there's been bids for Roma. How much it's going to be, I don't know, but he's rated £7 million. He ain't worth £7 million. And I thought he's had a decent season for me, but his end product has been a bit of a letdown as well. But he can dribble, and he's been so some important goals for us. The one against Burnley away, absolutely fantastic. Miguel Almiron, very disappointing for him this season. I can't fault his commitment. I can't fault his energy. But at the end of the day, he runs his head down, and his final pass has been absolutely let down. And he hasn't got football in brain, and he's been running like head of chicken. So it's very disappointing. Joe Linton, glimpse of talent in him. There's a player in there, but again, he hasn't done enough really. And for him, I'll come to him later on. And Jacob Murphy definitely improved for the last 10 games or so. So, like I said, we're going to be player ratings. Please do smash the likes up. Otherwise, my guy Claude, he may be in his grave. Rest in peace, Claude. But he's at a good place. So, yeah. So, let's go on to the player ratings. Before I do that, got some comments here. Even John, I hope you're okay. And Thomas, do you think Jeff will come back? I hope he does, because we could do him with left back. And I hope when he comes back, he's going to be injury-free. So let's hope so. But we'll just see what happens on that one. And we're still waiting for the takeover news. Apparently, that's going to be taking place in July. Arbitration is going to start. And let's hope that we're successful in that. I believe we will do anyway. But, like I said, smash the likes up. Subscribe if you're new. And also, please come to my channel. So I'm going to go to the player ratings. I'm going to start with Cardalo. Listen, when he first came in, I thought he did really, really well. He's making great saves after great saves. There's even talk top possibly in an England squad, which didn't materialise. He knew he was going to be dropped once the Bracker was going to be fit. But on the pitch, he did some good things. He made some great saves. But at times, his just indecision's not very good. I mean, the one against Villa away, was his fault against Watkins. And not only that, he does do some clangers as well. I hate to say that as well, but he's coming and he's did okay. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 for the season, and that's Cole, 7 out of 10. And that's a borderline, by the way, because he has made some great saves and he has saved us from a fashion as well. So we're going to go on to Dubravka. Listen, he's a quality keeper, great shot stopper, and his command in the box is absolutely fantastic. Safe hands. But all the concern is, though, his distribution, especially when he plays out from the back. There's one incident when he did that and he chipped the ball over a player's heat out for a throw-in, which nearly cost us a goal. But listen, at the end of the day, I can't doubt him for his saves. He's a leader in the pack. And for me, I'm going to give him a 7 as well. That's because his distribution is not the greatest sort of thing. So, yeah, I can see that as well. Thomas disagree with us so far. Fair enough. Please smash the likes in, people. Comment me chat. And if you want to do the play ratings, you can always join in. And I'm going to go with Mark Gillespie. He's only played in 3 cup games. And he cost a goal against Newport. And I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10 because, let's be real, I think he's got out on loan, to be quite honest with you. So give him a 3 out of 10. On to defenders. Actually, I'm going to start with Jacob Murphy. He's been impressive. He's the most improved player of the season for me in the squad. I mean, he's got energy about him, gets up and down quite well. Good in a tackle, I have to say. But all he's concerned about him is release of the ball as well. He needs to release the ball quickly and use it correctly, sort of thing. But it'll come. And I do like him. He needs to sign a new contract. And will be absolutely fine. So for Jacob Murphy, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 as well. And I've got Gillespie 4. I've got Mark. Yeah, John, get that Robert John on. I wish I could. I need to lose a lot of weight, by the way. So I need to lose some weight. Half a stone, I'll be absolutely fine, my man. And I got Thomas 8.5 out of 10. Wow. Generous there slightly, but listen, it's your ratings end of the day as well. But I'm giving him a 7. On to Emil Kraft. Now, slightly better in defence, but hasn't really been tested. But earlier on, he's been absolutely shocking. He really has. He gets done for pace. His ball control is poor. Gives the ball away. He's just absolutely terrible. I still don't rate the guy. I really don't. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. And I'm not going to judge for the last few games. I'll judge the whole of the games. Everybody else, so I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. Sorry, that's how I am. And on to Mancudo. When he does play, he can defend and go forward. Is he the best crosser of the ball? Probably not. I'm not going to lie. But listen, at the end of the day, he's defensive sound and he uses the ball well. Does simple things quite easily. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. And on the other side, I'm going to go with Matt Ritchie. Since he came back in, he's been absolutely fantastic for us. He really has. And listen, he's had that bust out with Boost. He won the day. Comes back in and he does what he does best, and that's to lead from the back and also gets us crosses in. I'm going to give him I'm going to give him an 8. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10, borderline 8, because really he's been really fantastic since he's come back into the seaside. So Matt Ritchie, definitely an 8 out of 10. And Jamal Lewis, I'm going to give him a 3. Listen, there's a talent in there, right? But under a different coach, I think it's to be top class, this guy. But since Belmont Park, he's not allowed to go across half the rail line. That's not his fault. That's down to our fortunate manager got here, sort of thing. And he does not look the same player at all whatsoever, sort of thing. Against Leeds, I gave him a 0 out of 10 because he had a tough time. He really did. So, listen, there's a player in there, a talent in there. I like Jamal, but listen, at the end of the day, next season, if he does play, he needs to fix up, whether it be with Boost or a other manager. So I'll give him a 3 out of 10. And yes, he does need better coaching. So I've got some comments there as well. Craft of 3. Get on mute. I would have got him out with longer. Mancudo 5.5. Ritchie 7.5. During Christmas, he ended up great, but he turned it around. Lewis a 3 out of 10. And Paulson, Lewis needs a better coach. Yeah, I totally agree with this. Under attacking coach, it'll be absolutely fantastic. He has got pace, by the way, and he's got a lovely left foot. Have not seen enough of it, unfortunately. So we're going to go to Paul Dominic. I'm going to give him a 7. Look, he's Mr. Dependable. Great tackler in the box as well. The only concern about him is just hoofs it out all the time when he wins the tackle. He needs to calm himself down, take the time. And if you can't find a pass to the hoof, just pass it to someone else. But great defender. I like him. And let's hope next season and come back a good player. But also, I want to see him in defence. I do not want to see this player playing left back again. Not for him now. He hasn't got the pace, by the way. Now we're going to move on to our captain, Jamal Lewis. I'm going to give him a 5. Listen, he's a leader, but I haven't seen enough of him this season. He's been injured. He's had COVID as well. He hasn't been the same player. He gets found out quite easily as well. And people's going to say, well, this is leadership. To be quite honest with you, I don't, because he has had a good season. But hopefully next season, he'll come good. And we want to see the Jamal Lascelles we know and Rafa Benitez. So I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. And it's a shame because he can do better than that. On to Federico Fernandez. I'm going to give him a 7. Listen, he's so dominant at the back three. He's been absolutely fantastic. He knows exactly where to be. And he's not the quickest, and get that, but he's a good tackler. And listen, don't get us wrong, he's a big presence. And I have to say, a 7 for Federico Fernandez. Definitely, no question about that. And I hope he signs a new deal. Will he sign a new deal? Will a club offer a new deal? I don't know. We'll see about that. But as things stand, it's probably a no. I hope it's a yes. So we're going to go on to Kieran Clark. I'm going to give him a 5. I may sound a bit harsh on him, but he has some good games. He has some poor games. Don't get us wrong. But the thing is, when he's on it, he is on it. But other games, he looks a bit lost as well, and he gets done for pace, which is a shame. I don't normally say that for Kieran Clark. I like the player, but is he going to get in the first team next season? He'd probably be a squad player, but if I was Kieran, I'll move on, mate, because he ain't going to get much games at Newcastle. Let's be real about it. So, yes, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I'm going to go on to Fabian Shah. I'm also going to give him a 5. A lot of people are going to be a bit harsh on him. What I like about him, he brings the ball out from the back, which I think is fantastic. And he does things as well. The problem is he's been injured for quite a while. Constantly can get sent off. Yes, he scored a penalty, but I'll definitely keep him for next season. And he is a top quality player with a different manager. So I'm afraid under Steve Bruce, I think Fabian Shah, needs to do the best he can, but I like him. I do like him. He's one of our better defenders at the back, so I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. And the reason I'm not giving him high reasons at the back, because you can see the 62 goals this season, and that is the problem. You know what I mean? Because see, there's so many goals. It could have been a lot more goals. Also, our goalkeeper has as well, by the way. And a lot of people have not known this at all whatsoever. So our defence needs to fix up. Otherwise, we could be in serious trouble next season. That needs to be fixed up in the defence. Me, I cannot trust them. We need to freshen up the defence. And thankfully, Sean, I can't rate him because he's at Alaves, so it'd be no good for him at all. So I'm just going to go on to Kieran Clark, 6 out of 10. 7 Clark's been class. I'll be a bit harsh on Kieran anyway, but poor Babby again. Fella has to be solid again. Need to keep him, definitely. Shah 5, and his proper ball player at the back can play in CDM too. I don't really want to see him DD CDM, I want to see him as centre half, bring the ball out from the back. But if that's what you want, that's absolutely cool. So we're going to go on to the midfield. I'm going to start with... Who am I going to start with now? Sorry about that. I'm going to start with Matty Longstaff, by the way. I'm going to judge him the games he's played. I'm going to give him a 5. That's because he has played much games. And listen, when he plays, I think he does really well. I mean, he's teaches in the tackle. I think he runs about and he works hard in the midfield. He's got an engine about him. But the reason I'm giving him a 5, he hasn't played much. And if I was Matty, get yourself a new club, Matty, because he ain't going to be here under Steve Bruce. Definitely not. Sorry, but I'm just being real. And let's move on to John Joel Shelby. I'm going to give him a 4. He's frustrating me, this guy. He doesn't lead as captain, yeah? On his day, he could be a decent player, but I haven't seen enough from him this season. Real talk. His Hollywood passes just absolutely off. He's lazy in midfield. He works a boot. He doesn't work hard enough. He doesn't demand the ball enough. And he goes hiding in games. And a lot of people haven't known this sort of thing, but he has not had a good season. And I'm afraid he ain't good enough. And that's the bottom line. Shame, but I'd definitely get him out at the end of the season. Definitely. But as things stands, I just don't. I think he's going to stay at the end of the season. I really do. So I'm going to give him a 4. And I'm going to go on to Jamal Longstaff. I'm going to give him a 5. Listen, I'm not going to diss him out, but there's a player in there, But I don't like him in midfield that much. I want to see him as a number 10. That's his best position. Not a him further forward. When it was at loan at Blackpool, I thought he scored some cracking goals from 15, 20 yards, and he really hammers them in. But this season, he hasn't done a lot. Yes, he's been injured a lot. That hasn't helped him out. And not only that, it's just his fitness gone backwards as well, by the way. I gave him a 0 against Leeds as well because he's absolutely horrendous that day. But he's got 12 months left on his contract. I hope he stays. And I'm still waiting for the Jamal Longstaff from a couple of seasons again. And if I don't see that, when is going to happen? But listen, he's playing in there. I like the kid. And he'll get better and better and better under a progress manager, not in the Steve Bruce. So I'm going to give him a 5. And I think he'd be lucky to get that as well. Now, on to Isaac Hayden. I mean, judging on the games he's played, I'm going to give him a 7. Look, I like this guy. He wins the bar and he tackles really well. And he is an engine. He is an absolute force out in the midfield. I love the guy. He keeps it simple, wins the bar, gives it. That's what he does. Yeah. And he picked up a horrific injury. And yeah, he's been out for the rest of the season. But he's a big, big miss for Newcastle because I love Isaac. And the one thing I want to see next season from him, right? Not just do it against lesser teams. I want to see how he does against bigger teams. It's fair for him to sort out. I want to see him get a 9 out of 10 next season against top teams, yeah? Dominating the midfield against bigger teams. If he can do that, we've got a player in the side, and I love the guy. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. And let's hope that next season when he's match fit, couple of games, and he'll be raring to go. He's a huge miss, baby. I got poor game. Longstaff's been god awful this year. It's gone backwards since Bruce arrived. He's lucky to be getting 5. 8 out of 10 for Isaac from Thomas. Billy, how are we doing? I hope you're okay. We missed Isaac big time, and yes, we have, because he's been one of our better players this season, and unfortunately, that injury has done him out. So 7 for Isaac. Now on to Jeff Hendrick. I'm going to give him a 1. This guy's been absolutely shocking, and thank God he came on a free. If you pay £10 million for this guy and he performed like this, like he did this season, then I tell you what, the nice to be out of this guy. He has been absolutely shocking. People's going to say he scored a goal against West Ham. Wow. But what else has he done this season? What does he bring to the team? Not being funny, but at the end of the day, he goes hiding. He's enormous in the midfield. He just goes hiding. And listen, no one has been dropped on the Republic Island, and his team didn't even make any Euros, by the way. That just sums it up because they're playing this guy. He is absolutely a waste. That's why I'm giving him a 1, just to turn up. Just to turn up, yeah? I got Thomas, he said, a 0 out of 10, and he needs to go as well. Honestly, he'll not get back in this Newcastle team. Unless Steve Bruce has got any sense, but he's been absolutely shocking. Sorry, 1 out of 10. I want to give him a 0, but I'll give him a 1, just to turn up, by the way. And I'm going to go on to Miguel Almiron. I'm going to give him a 3 because, look, I cannot question his commitment. I can't question his energy and his desire. But this season, he's been one of the biggest letdown at Newcastle United. Real talk. He runs around like a headless chicken. His head doing. His decision-making, his final ball has been absolutely shocking. It really has. Look, I don't want to diss him out. I'm not going to tap out on him just yet. But listen, he needs to fix up next season. If he doesn't, then big question needs to be asked of him. Again, under a different manager, then he'll be okay. He'll flourish. But at the end of the day, he needs to fix up, and he needs to fix up very quickly because he's been very disappointing this season. So 3 out of 10 for Miggy. Now I'm going to go to Ryan Fraser. I'm going to give him a 0 as well. I'm sorry, I'm going to give him a 0. I just do not like his attitude at all whatsoever. When he first came to us, yeah, let's be real about it. He could have made a difference, like, his wing play, creating stuff as well. I expect to get about 5, 6, 7, 8 assists this season, but unfortunately, his attitude is all wrong at Newcastle. He doesn't really want to be here. That game against Sheffield United, he walked off the pitch, sent off, didn't care, and he's more concerned playing for Scotland, interested playing for Scotland, not for Newcastle United. Get him out. What we can get for him, just ship him out and get Joe Willock into the team. And I've got some comments here as well. Manager Foles and Hendrick, absolutely awful, better players than the Duck reserves. And I think many of our players are decent, but all if they're coached and pushed constantly. Boost started leaving out. Even to it, and assures he relies on the big players and skill because he cannot coach. I mean, he's out of his depth anyway at Newcastle. I got Miggy a 3 out of 10. Videos tell against Fulham, confidence totally gone. It's not just a Fulham game, it's other games as well. Let's be honest about it. 3 is a 0 out of 10. Bit harsh on Miggy, I said 5. He has some good games, just lacks a bit of polish. The thing is, Paul, I'm not judging on a few games, I'm just judging all around the whole of the season. I mean, he gave the ball away against Southampton for their first goal. His final ball has been poor, yeah? I mean, how many assists has he had this season? How many goals has he scored this season? Not very many. Not good. Not good. So Ryan Fraser, 0 out of 10. And now I'm going to go on to Alain Saint-Maximin. I'm going to give him an 8, a borderline 8. That's because, I'm worried about his end product. But listen, he scored some important goals. He's got pace, he's got skill, he's got flair. He's all movement on chaos, but he has got an end product. That is the thing. But listen, on this day, he is absolutely amazing. And I hope that we keep this guy next season. But as things stands, he does always be battling relegation every single season. And if he does score, whether it be Roma, Arsenal, they better find a replacement who is just as good as him. Otherwise, we are going to be in huge trouble next season. We rely on him too much to make things happen, and it shouldn't happen. So, yeah, give him an 8 out of 10. What I like about him, he excites the fans, exciting, and I think he's destined for the top. We will not be at Newcastle. So let's go on to Fraser definitely did a Williamson against Sheffield United and got himself sent off deliberately. Good player, clearly terrible professional and terrible attitude as well. So I gave him an 8, didn't I? 8 out of 10 for ASM. On to Joe Willock. I'm going to give him a 10. I don't normally give players 10 out of 10, but I'm going to give him a 10. Look, when he first came, I didn't expect much from him at all whatsoever. He's going to get games in, games there sort of thing. I thought he's going to be one of those players who's going to say, you know what, I'm going to do my best. What he has done, he scored 7 goals straight, and this guy cannot go wrong. He cannot go any wrong. He's a breath of fresh air. His running from deep from midfield is absolutely immense. And he's skillful. He wins the ball. He tackles. He does a lot. For me, it's like watching Aaron Ramsey making those late runs from midfield, scoring back in the net. We have some good players that does that. Kevin Nolan, Rob Lee, Peter Beardsley, Paul Gascoigne. Listen, real talk. This guy is absolutely fantastic. And you know what? He's been breaking records for Newcastle. And he's the youngest player to break records, scoring 6 and then 7 goals, successive games. We've got to get this guy in the club. If we don't, we are in trouble. You know what? I'll sell players like Emilio Amaron or even Ryan Fraser to fund the money and get this guy in, because this guy is absolutely amazing. And he gets a 10 from me because this guy has been immense. So, and Paul's made a good point. Fraser only came because no one else wanted him in the Prem. He will grow as soon as possible as someone showing interest. I can't think of anyone's showing interest in this guy. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Then Willock, 10 out of 10. Sign up immediately. Right now is absolutely fantastic. I hope we do. Joe Willock can be an absolute true legend if he stays. But we got to sign on a permanent deal first. So, yeah, definitely a 10 out of 10 for Joe Willock. On to Joe Linton. I mean, listen, there's glimpse there sort of thing. And I'm going to give him a 4. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. And that is because he's improved slightly. But listen, he still doesn't score enough assists, hold the ball up, and show regular flashes in game-changing skill. Very few little of that. Listen, when he gets in the box, right, I mean, he has a shot. He just misses them, sort of thing. You know what I mean? It's a shame because there's a player in there. But he's another player he needs to fix up. Slightly better than last season, but not enough. He needs to do a hell of a lot more. And let's be real about it, you know. But I'll give him a 4. It's because he's slightly better. But at this moment in time, he has been scoring a couple of goals. I think he scored 4 this season. Real talk. I'm sorry, but he gets a 4. He gets a 4. I thought I'd give Jolin 1. I should have done. And Joe, for a bit harsh, your brother Jin, nah. People might be a bit jealous, but I think 4 is about right for him because at the end of the day, I just whether he fix up at Newcastle, I don't know. But if he is going to stay next season, he's got one last chance. Personally, I sell him. Now on to Callum Wilson. I'm going to give him a 9. Listen, 12 goals this season. He's been absolutely fantastic. And let's be real about it, right? If he stayed injury-free, he would have got 20 goals this season. Let's be real about it. But if you can get injury-free from him next season, I feel it'll be okay. But £20 million, you can't go wrong with that, can you? 12 goals and 28 appearances. That's not bad for a former Bournemouth striker. And he's got movement, he's got pace, and he finds space so easily. And he scores some goals. And that's what we were here for. That's what we want to see him do, score goals. And the guy should be playing for England. I don't think anyone say he should be playing for England. So I'm going to give him a 9. And if he got 20 goals, I would have definitely given him a 10. How much do you think actually to be worth, John? That's Jordan, apparently. We're not getting much for it anyway. I better not say how much it is because Paul might be listening to this later on, sort of thing. So I'm not going to see it. But let's say you're not going to get their money back. I'd have a drink. Sorry. So, definitely a 9 from Callum. Thomas says a 10 out of 10. And, but he would have been my player of the season by cutting him out. But Joe Willock absolutely clips that. Big style. So, scoring goals. United scores would be in huge trouble, by the way. And Joe Willock saying as well. Now I'm going to go on to Dwight Gale. I'm going to give him a 1. Listen, he doesn't want to be at the club. Let's be real. I think the guy's finished. He just want to be there. When he goes on a pitch, he walks a boot. He's just absolutely useless now. He used to be good when he was in the Championship, but in this league, he hasn't got it. He's 31-year-old and he's been offered a 3-year deal. Now, if he signs that 3-year deal, then the club's gone backwards. What are they trying to do? Trying to get him to sign a new deal so he can make some money. He'd be lucky to get a couple £100,000 for this guy. Do you know what I mean? We pay, 10 million for him. But he's not the same player anymore. I'm sorry, he's not. The sooner you get this guy at the club, the better. Evening to you, Jake. Hope you're okay. I had Wilson England squad over Watkins and Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, I agree. Gale gets a 1. Get him out. I hope he doesn't sign that contract. If he does, we'll be absolutely knackered. So I'm going to give him a 1 out of 10. So I'm judging the games he has played. I've got to go Andy Carroll. I'm sorry. I'm going to give him a 1 as well. Listen, he might have scored a goal, but listen, what has he actually done this season? Not a lot. He spends more time on the bench than he does on the pitch, yeah? And he gets like 10 seconds here, 20 seconds here, that sort of thing. No, not good enough. A frustrating waste of time. And for me, he should be on his way as well. And I'm sorry, Andy. You need to go to a lesser club. I've got Port again, Gales, good championship striker. Can't do it in the Premier League. Proven. Totally agree there. So, I think I've gone through the players as well, through the player ratings is there. I'm going to go on to Steve Bruce. Listen, I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10 for me. And listen, in some games we've won, we've been okay. Yeah. But at the end of the day, his tactics and his formation has been absolutely shocking. I mean, he has got a settled squad. He has got a settled tactics. For me, it should be a 4-2-3-1. That's how it should be played. He has played 4-4-2. played split strike as well. He plays 5 at the back, but his favourite position now is 5-3-2. And for me, I want to see changes next season, Steve, because if you're here next season, I want you to hit the ground running. And I want to see some changes. If you don't, you, my friend, are going to be in big, big trouble. And by the way, you shouldn't even be at the club. I mean, he needs to find a system to play with. He needs to be adaptable in his tactics as well. If he go behind, I want to see he makes his subs early in from the 60th minute. The football has been like watching Jurassic Park. Has been absolutely shocking. I mean, he should have been sat months ago. He should have got sat after Sheffield United, after Brighton, or after Brentford. But actually chose not to do it. So I've got some more comments here. Carl's a 2 out of 10. Good player doesn't want to be there. If he signs a new contract, he's only there for the wages. I totally agree. And hope he doesn't sign a contract that signed Carroll. Paul, to be fair, Carroll, so 370 minutes and he caused problems, but the team not set up for his strengths. The thing is, though, we need strikers to score goals now, Paul. We don't want to have strikers going to hang up boots to sit on the bench. Yeah, if you see what I mean. But listen, I mean, I want to see Bruce hit that ground running, get the players that he needs. We need to get him 3-4 players coming in before pre-season. I don't want to see any late minutes, last-minute transfer deals. That's over you going out. I want to see players come in now before pre-season and do a system which is going to suit the players and also be adaptable, Steve. Be adaptable, because what we watched this season has been shite. Yeah. And we're lucky to be finishing 12th this season because the teams below us haven't been winning games or have not been good enough. I got Paul here. 23 years of failure isn't going to change. Can't adapt. No ideas. No bravery to change. Can't wait to see him go. Paul, I didn't want this manager in the first place. Let's be real about it, because at the end of the day, it is absolutely shocking. It really is. And I just don't know what to do. I can't. What can I say? I mean, the club's a joke, and this manager's a joke as well. I mean, Eddie Howe ain't going to Celtic now because apparently he's breaking down. Why do you not get him? Go for him. Or if Thomas Frank don't get Brentford up, get him in. Do you know what I mean? It's a young manager that is very adaptable, plays good football, and that's what we want to see. We want to see a manager get the best out of these players. Obviously, Steve Bruce can't. He just can't. And I've got Jake again. Is it true that actually early coughing up 10 million for transfers? Jake, that has been spread around with 10 million pounds plus player sales. If that is true, man, that is absolutely shocking. It really, really is. And when you got your club, Leeds, got £75 million budget, and Burnley got £100 million budget as well, and we only got 10 million to spend. I tell you what, mate, we need to take over. If you don't, we'll be absolutely knackered. I mean, we need to take over. I hope the Premier League sees sense. Let's have a takeover, because that's what we need. Because I'll tell you something now. Our club will simply die if we don't get a takeover. I've got poor Thomas 321. I drive them both to Bristol. Good man, Paul. If I just get this up again. Sorry, lads. And I've got Seto. Hope you're okay. He's a gooner. Boosty Balls ratings over 9,000. Mate, you might have just put minus 9,000 as well, mate. You know what I mean? Let's be real about it. I mean, this manager is an absolute joke. I mean, he better start well this season. The fans will be back as well next week. Remember that, folks. The fans will be back. And I tell you what, the fans are after this year, because I tell you what, the fans were back with 52,000 people in the stadium. Steve Bruce will not be at the club. Let's be real about it. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, like I said, sort of thing, like, I mean, he's going to try and get Christoph AJ in from Celtic, and he wants to bring in Ross Barkley as well, apparently. No, thank you. He's too injury prone, Ross Barkley, on £100,000 a week. Nah, not for me. Not for me. I don't want to hijack the topic, but what's the story on Willock? Is he staying or leaving? I think he's going to stay with Arsenal. I can't see him coming back to Newcastle, because Mikel Arteta said that he wants him. He wants him at the club as well, because Granit Xhaka could be on his way to Roma. And if he goes, then Willock might be taking his place. So that doesn't look good for us whatsoever, sort of thing, you know. But if he ain't gonna come to us, let's move on to other targets there. And Paul said, can't see Bruce last until Christmas. I can't see it last until September, mate. As things stands, he needs to hit the ground running, man. Because if we start poorly, then, oh man, then nice to be out for him. Not only that, there's 2 wins in 20 between December and January. That can't ever happen again. Can't ever happen again. Otherwise, the fans will be on this case. So please smash the like, subscribe if you're new. I'll still have another 5 minutes as well. And I'm going to tell you what I got up. Tomorrow, I will be going on Ali Reid's channel from Saudi Arabia between 6:30, 7:30. Please join us for that. It'll be an absolute blast. He's a fantastic guy. He's on NFC Matters every week. And on Sunday, I got to think of something to do. On Monday, I'm on the Horseman Show. Tuesday, I'm with Claire Williams, Man United fan. I'm doing a special one on Wednesday where I got an Empoli fan, Italian football, just got promoted. I'm going to speak to a lad called Jake, Gaucho supporter. So please check us out for that. So if any of you guys love Italian football like I do, then please join in, and it's going to be an absolute blast. And I'll go on to set up so you can take a look at where the goals come from. Madness, exactly. And Callum Wilson, maybe we got no midfield. If he goes, if you don't get him back, we've got no one in the midfield who can do the business at all whatsoever. We've got no energy at all. And Jake, thing is, we said Bruce wouldn't last the season, but Ashley didn't sack him. Even when you came within how many points of relegation, Ashley doesn't give a toss. Exactly. Because I tell you what, if you get relegated, if you get the takeover as well, body lad, you know what I mean? Now I got said, or you should do a Euro watch along on this channel. Also, I'm going to when England play, I should be doing that. England and Italy, I'll be doing. And Paul, yeah, if he's getting grief from fans every week, he will walk just like he's done 7 or 8 times before. I don't think he will. I think he's waiting for the sack. And what do you think of Pirlo's sacking? I'm going to be honest with you, Jack. I'm not surprised, really, because at the moment, he just wasn't ready. He was not ready. Got 0 managerial experience, yeah, but it was always going to be a gamble. Listen, I love Andrea Pirlo as a player. I love him. I think he's a fantastic guy. But listen, at the end of the day, I just don't think he was managerial material yet. He should have gone back to where he was before, like recruitment or technical head technical coach there. But good to see Max Allegri back in the dugout as well and on the bench, because he signed a 4-year deal, and it's good to see him back. And I just hope that you pick up the pieces as well and see what happens. You never know. And Simone Inzaghi could be off to Inter Milan for Lazio, and I wish him all the best on that. Tough job. I think Inzaghi deserves it. He's had 5 years at Lazio. Maybe he wants a fresh challenge. And yeah, he deserves it. I wish him every success on that. And then I got Paul here, Bielsa to the tune. If only, my guy. And Zeto, can you link the channel you're going to be on tomorrow? I'll go and subscribe now. So, Zeto, if you subscribe, I don't know if you subscribe to my channel, right? It's John Sinclair in the UFC. And if I can just get it up a settings sort of thing. Got some player ratings as well, by the way. Let's have a check. Let's just check it out the settings. Tweet the link. Copy the link. Right, let me just get out there a minute there. So just give us 2 seconds, yeah. Halfway there. Yeah, I mean, like I said, sort of thing. I was doing an Italian channel on Wednesday with Jake, Gaucho support us sort of thing. So I'd go do a link on that in a couple of years' time, and it'll be absolutely amazing. Just gotta get up now if I can. Yeah, that's working, mate. Zeto, give us the best of the do, Zeto. If you give us your Twitter account, give us your Twitter handler. I'll go and follow you, right? And I'll send you the link that way, mate. So just you do. And then I've got no chance, Paul BS. I wouldn't touch Ashley with a 10-mile pole. Ain't gonna happen. Paul Johnson, live watch along. Joe Linton's open a bag of Tudors tomorrow. And I've got Paul Jake Snow, we can hope. So, like I said, so send your Twitter account, mate, right? And then click on that, mate. But I'm definitely gonna be on 6:30 tomorrow now, dudes. I'll just get this out there and yeah, so yeah, check us out that because I'll be there tomorrow between 6:30 and 7:30 just for Champions League. And it's going to be an absolute blast up. You came on my channel before. You have got Twitter sort of thing. So what I'm gonna have to do, if I send a link, if I can, let's click on that. See if this will work. Hang on, this might work. On settle. Copy that. Send you the link. There you go. Here it comes. Yeah, click on that there, settle. Just click on that, mate, and that'll come up. So at least I've done it. So there you go. So yeah, please do smash the likes up and subscribe if you are new. I've been on for 44 minutes at this moment in time. No problems at all. So just going to watch the championship playoffs tomorrow between Brentford and Swansea. That'll be a cracking game. I was going to do a watch along for that, but I was going to do the Champions League watch along. But I mean, I've got time now, so I'm going to be prepared for tomorrow night. So, and yeah, I mean, I'll say that to Euro's is going to come up soon. This up is going to be a cracking tournament for England. I say that I hope England do it. I hope Italy wins it as well. If Italy wins that and Roberto Mancini, that'd be absolutely amazing. So listen, I'm going to wrap it up, guys, because I've been here for nearly 45 minutes. And just going to read this comments out very, very quickly. John, how much do you credit Graham Jones and how much was it players returning or just not wanting relegation? Graham Jones playing a major part. I don't get anyone to see it. He comes in, that game against Everton, he was absolutely fantastic. 10 players out of goal. Steve Bruce just didn't like it at all. He just sends up to the bench. Absolutely frustrating sort of thing. Graham Jones takes a lot of credit and the players are listening to him. Steve Bruce is going to come out and say that Thomas decided to get Graham Jones. It was not his idea at all whatsoever. I'm sorry, it wasn't. It was a board's decision. Graham Jones made a difference, but Steve Bruce will not get any credit at all whatsoever. Thanks for that, Thomas. I appreciate that. Cheers, John. Have a good one, lad. Thanks very much indeed. See you tomorrow. Have a good one, Seto. Pardon me. Sunderland not in the playoffs then. Paul, not at all, mate. They got beat off Lincoln on a goal aggregate last week, so it is what it is, and they'll be in League One next season. So good. Don't want them whatsoever, that sort of thing, you know. But listen, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. But thank you very much for joining the game for the player ratings. If you agree with them, please leave the comments in the sections down below. And if I've been a bit harsh on a few players, please tell us. And listen, you have a good evening, guys. And I'll see you back tomorrow. And let's hope that you have a fantastic evening and weekend, guys. Have a good one. See you later.